Hey everybody, Shane Presley here with Rock Paper Podcast to tell you about my friends over at Music Record Shop. Find them at 4191A Manchester Avenue in the heart of the Grove, right between the demo and the Ready Room. This Friday they have all new music happy hour going on. They've got 10% off entire stock on Fridays, free beer from Four Hands Brewery, new vinyl spinning, and they'll have brand new records coming in from Def Leppard, Government Mule, Chris Isaak, Dr. Dog, The Starting Line, Bob Dylan, Steely Dan, Stevie Ray Vaughan, The Moody Blues, Lucinda Williams, Leon Bridges, and many, many more. So get down there, check out the new vinyl, check out their local music selection they have, and pick up some great new and used tapes and CDs while you're there also. So all kinds of things going on down at Music Record Shop. Find out more information at their Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, musicrecordshop.com.
This is Drew Jameson from Grass Fed Mule, and you're listening to Rock Paper Podcast.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast, y'all.
Another day face up in the gutter again. Took a chance, swing and a miss. Another day, my friend. Sometimes life's pretty hard, boy, when you think you just can't win. Take it from me, let it be. Summer always rise again. Don't you worry about that sunshine.
Worry about the sunshine.
Don't you worry about the rain.
Worry about the rain.
Don't fret about that money, oh.
Fuck the money.
Oh, it'll add to your pain.
Add to your pain.
Just focus on that bright side.
Gotta love the bright side.
And I think you will find,
Whoa, oh, oh, oh,
that I swear, oh, at the end of the day, it's gonna be alright. Another day face up in the gutter again. Took a chance, swing and a miss. Another day, my friend. Sometimes life's pretty hard, whoa, and you think you just can't win. Take it from me, let it be. Some always rise again. Don't you worry about that sunshine.
worry about the sunshine.
Don't you worry about that rain.
Worry about the rain.
Don't fret about that money, oh.
Fuck the money.
Oh, it'll add to your pain.
Add to your pain.
Just focus on that bright side.
Gotta love the bright side.
And I think you will find,
Whoa, oh, oh, oh,
that I swear, oh, the gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright.
Gonna be alright.
It's gonna be alright.
Gonna be alright.
It's gonna be alright.
Gonna be alright.
I said it's gonna be alright.
Gonna be alright.
Oh, I said now, alright.
Gonna be alright.
Well, it's gonna be alright.
Gonna be alright.
Said it's gonna be alright.
Gonna be alright.
It's got to be alright.
Gonna be alright.
It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Said fuck the money now, alright. Oh yeah, we'll keep it going. Said alright.
Hey everybody, Shane Presley here, Rock Paper Podcast, coming to you from the Atomic Cowboy in the Grove, hanging out with Drew Jameson. Welcome to the show, man.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a pleasure. Big fan.
Yeah, oh man, I'm a big fan of yours, man. This is very exciting for me. It's pretty cool, man. Like I with this show has been helping me meet all kinds of people, and you're one of them. We not necessarily through the show, but just through being in music and stuff. But we had a nice talk the other night. And it was a lot of fun to get to talk off mic personally and stuff for a little while. And I'm a big fan of what you've been doing, and you've been working here, Atomic Cowboy, booking shows and doing a lot of. Just bringing some killer bands, man. They're great lineups. I guess that was last time I was down here was Hillary Fitz's going away party thing.
Yeah.
Hillary.
They sounded great, by the way.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Actually, all the bands on that bill were excellent.
Yeah, Good Deeds and Richie Kuelker.
Richie Kuelker and the crew.
That was my first time seeing Richie, and I was really impressed, especially when Martha sang that. Rich Girl from Hall & Oates, that was like, whoa, man, that was really good. So I had a lot of fun that night. Great time, and
I probably had too much fun that night.
Oh, it happens. But yeah, man. So I wanted to meet up with you, talk a little about Atomic Cowboy, talk a little bit about you got your LouGrass Thursdays going on down here. We got. Grass Fed Mule, we got Acoustics Anonymous going on, so a lot happening for you, man. You've been busy hustling, and
just as it sounds like from our pre-recorded conversation, it's just as much as you.
Yeah,
you know, everyone's seems like if you're not staying busy, then it's an issue, you know.
Sure,
but yeah, definitely exciting things going on here. LouGrass Thursdays start next Thursday with Cluster Pluck doing the debut show, and I have those scheduled out till the end of June as of right now.
Wow,
a couple of holds that aren't confirmed just yet, but most of it is pretty much locked in, and some bigger names are involved with that as we move through towards the spring and summer. So
yeah, I think that's great, man. I think it's cool too. It's fun having a lot of variety in a schedule and stuff too, but it's also nice to have a theme kind of thing there to where it's consistency. So everybody, I was just at Oyster Bar last night. It was a Wednesday, and Sean Cannon, Voodoo Players, play down there every Wednesday, and he does a different thing, a different line theme of music and stuff. But it's always Sean, and it's always different things. So they just have
set schedule for Wednesdays kind of thing. So it's kind of cool for you to bring in bluegrass, having all various sorts of bluegrass, and so any bluegrass lovers know, hey, Thursday nights I go over here to Cowboy and Bootleg and have a good time. And so I think it's a great idea, man.
Thank you very much. I must give props to Sean and those Voodoo guys, because it is behind the scenes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and playing with Neil and John and seeing how many times they have to learn like a whole album's worth or like 3 albums worth of stuff or whatever it is. Like it's definitely maybe it looks easy on stage, I don't know, but those guys are sweating it out for sure. Here we have a little bit of a different spin on a similar consistency level, and that's I actually, through those up until June, there's not one repeated band as of right now. There might be one repeat, which may or may not be Old Salt Union, depends on their touring schedule, but other than that, it's straight up a different band every week. So we do local, regional, national. The national acts are show by show basis for what the price is, but the rest of it pretty much all the way across the board is free until 9 o'clock, and then $3 9 until 12 is where the music goes. So
man.
yeah,
$3, man, that's a cheap night out.
I know, man. Well, I'm not trying to rob anyone from enjoying their evening on Thursday, so we're trying to really just make this like a scene thing, you know what I mean? Like being in the bluegrass community on the playing level, like there's a lot of scene already here, but like putting it into this centralized deal where like people on the road that I'm meeting and struggle to come into town, like I want to help those guys out. And like with Cluster Pluck and Old Salt Union, they have friends that are trying to come into town too, so like a lot of my buddies are really on board with just like helping us build and referrals and all the way through, and like I'm going to give some business cards to friends for when they're out of town and when they're reaching out to new bands, and like it's kind of just trying to be the glue, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, we're bringing a lot of the old players as well, as not old, but the seasoned big time bluegrass guys. Excuse my wording with using old, but so we're not just like forgetting about the roots of what we've had here. Yeah.
Let's get some of these dates here. We got a couple of things coming up, and all these are on the Facebook and things, right?
Yeah, I have not announced March yet. I figured I'd let everybody No, I have not announced April yet.
Yeah,
I wanted to let everybody digest what we had going on through March, and
so we got starting the 4th. We got February. You got Cluster Pluck. The 11th, Blackberry Bushes String Band. The 18th. Foggy Memory Boys. 25th, River Bend. And then getting into March on the 3rd is Acoustics Anonymous, your band. And so we this will be the last time, right? Is that the
last time is Acoustics Anonymous? Yeah.
Yeah.
We all play in other arrangements together, and I think that we all definitely still want to keep playing music, but Acoustics Anonymous has, let's just put it this way, like the name Acoustics Anonymous and what it brings to what we're trying to do musically, I think we all feel it's just time to move past it. And so, for example, the RFT, when we released our debut album, loved our album, but the first line said it sounded like we were a bunch of 40-year-old barbecue picking dudes, you know what I mean? And so, little things like that kind of got to us here and there and everywhere. And, long story short, lots of love between all of us still. And we all like to sing together, that's for sure. And obviously play as well. So, we don't, we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, right. So that'll be a good one. If you're a fan and, you want to send the guys off, this will be a good one to be at for sure. So,
and in regards to the date with Riverbend, which is the 25th, we actually upgraded that show to have like a 3-band bill which includes Alley Crawl and this like self-made like super group of bluegrass players called the River City All Stars, which a few of us have put together. It's had its debut last summer during Labor Day weekend, and then a slightly different local arrangement is coming out this time. And we're doing one in Columbia under the Bootleg Entertainment brand, as well as Carbondale and St. Louis. So I'm doing the first project that kind of it puts my band playing, my management and booking side from that, as well as like the booking and talent buying as like a venue guy, all into one sweet fun stressful package.
Right.
Stressful for the balancing of Yonder Mountain String Band's schedule with Allie Crowell versus Old Salt Union's schedule, and the other guys in town keep busy as well. So
Yeah, definitely, man.
But
so then March 10th, Muddy River Ramblers.
Mm-hmm.
March 17th, Mountain Sprout.
Mm-hmm. St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. 24th, Johnny Campbell and the Bluegrass Drifters. And then on the 31st, Bone Jugs.
Yeah.
Formerly known as Bone Jugs and Harmony, I guess.
That's right.
Yeah.
Rumor has it they felt it was necessary to change due to the Bone Thugs, you know what I mean? So
Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I can't imagine, like, because being that they are so close, like it's it's probably pretty true. I mean, even myself, like if you just see it in text, you're like, catch you, hey, Bone Thugs, oh wait, no, it's Bone Jugs, whoops. So
yeah.
But yeah, no, I mean, both of them, both are great. I love some Bone Thugs and Harmony. Still, man, I saw those guys not too long ago, a couple years back, whatever it was. But yeah, Pops one night, man, they packed that place out, and it was a lot of fun.
I bet.
I think it was 4 of the guys or something. I think there was somebody. I don't think Busy Bone was with them that night or something like that. One of them anyway. But they're still a good time. They still tour all the time. But
sounds like you know more about them than I do.
I'm like I said, man. I'm a huge music fan. Whether it's rap, bluegrass, country, rock, all of it, man. The only thing I really don't dive into much is like the EDM, stuff like that. Just I don't know, just not for me.
Yeah.
I can appreciate what people do with it, and people really like it, but it just doesn't do it for me. And I'm very quite selective with my music I do like anyway. Like even if it's rap or bluegrass or whatever, there's certain things that people do with it, as an artist that stand out for me. It's like I can't listen to all of it because some of it just doesn't do it for me. But even though it might be that a genre I like or whatever, but it's just I enjoy that artist, So
yeah, which is why I think I'm such a fan of Rock Paper Podcast. Honestly, I was telling you the other night, but to put it on the record here, it's a much needed voice within the scene that actually does. When I was in Burlington, Vermont, they would do reporting that was more like, talking behind the scenes or like listing shows coming up, and giving preferred picks and reasons why, and you dig in a way that I really appreciate from places I've seen elsewhere that really do their reporting right. Not to knock any of the reporting that is currently out there, but just to say that I appreciate the depth and the reach that you have all the way across the board, opposed to a few venues, for example. You know what I mean? It's cool.
Well, thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm having a great time, man. I don't know. I'm just riding the wave, seeing where this thing takes me. I'm having a great time hanging with guys like yourself and getting to talk music and all this stuff, and getting more importantly for me, besides, the music's great, but I enjoy building these friendships. Building that connection with these artists and comedians and various people around town, and just getting to know these people and like I said, developing that connection. So. I'm proud to call these people friends. It's like it's cool to take it to that step. Take it to where I can. And a lot of these guys, I was just, guys I just met last year, and now they're like some of my best friends and stuff. So it's cool that music, was originally what brought us together, but now, we all hang out, and we all go to shows together and things like that. So it's just it's been really cool.
Awesome.
I enjoy it. Yeah.
For sure, man.
So let's talk about you, though. Where you originally from St. Louis here?
I'm from St. Louis. I lived in Vermont for 6 years. Other than that, born and raised here.
Yeah.
So when I was in Vermont, I went to school at University of Vermont. Mostly learned stuff out of the classroom.
Sure.
I was working at Nectar's, which is a music venue over there that Fish and Grace Potter got their starts at.
Very cool.
And that was like the school of life, most definitely, and specifically music business. Like, I learned a lot. So, played in a college band that got me into there. I worked my way up from like unpaid intern with security shifts into like assistant talent buyer and marketing director. So that was like, got me up and ready to come back. You know, my dad had a music venue prior to me going to Vermont, and called the Lucas Schoolhouse, and so I had to go learn and pave my own way before he would give me a chance. And when I came back, his venue was unfortunately under at that point in time, but after a year or two, I ended up finding my way over at the Gramophone, and also found my way back into music with Acoustics Anonymous, starting with a project called Drew and Gerard. So worked some part-time talent buyer as well as slaving away at a desk job, which beautiful people at that desk job, and nothing personal, but just not my fit.
Yeah.
So, you know, coming in with a tucked shirt, waking up at 6 a.m. every day, staying out till 11, grinding on the booking. It was a little rough, but finally, after the Gramophone went down, I met up with Chip over here at the Bootleg, and a partnership / a very solid relationship with us in this venue started, and we have took a year to really get comfy, but I'm feeling really great right now.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
And if anybody hasn't been down here or at least even recently, great spot. They got the late night food menu going on too for the Atomic Cowboy side, the venue with the Bootleg side. Great sound, everything's going on up there. But then you guys added this beautiful patio out. You know, got the huge stage outside for the summer shows and things.
Yeah.
I think it was like
that's what we don't have. At least from last season, I just barely started to get comfy on it. So this year is going to be a pretty big push. You know what I mean?
I'm excited, man.
Yeah.
I know I saw Aaron Cam out there last summer. That was a lot of fun. And then Unifyah did like the after party on the inside, and so that was a great night of local, reggae stuff. And but yeah, man, it's a neat spot you got set up out there, like the Bootleg does, and it's a beautiful little patio and bar, and it's just a neat little hangout for those summer nights.
Most definitely. There's like really cool bamboo surrounding area that kind of really, although you're in the city technically, it really just seems like you're not. You know what I mean? It like gives you like a feel like you would get somewhere like more tropical-esque. You know what I mean? So and that's my vibe anyway.
Yeah.
I was also on a music venue on an island for a little bit, so
very
got
cool.
some ties with the island life. You know?
Yeah. Yeah, man. I would love that. I would really enjoy just being able to work a venue near the beach and just listen to music and sit out on the beach. And
when you're 23, it's a little difficult, I would say.
Yeah.
That was if I could do it again, I think I'd be a little more business, but it was a little too awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, man. That would be a pretty ideal though, but I also like it right here, man. It's St. Louis has also been home for me all my life, man. Like I said, I'm out from Wentzville, just a little outside of town, but St. Louis is home for me. So
definitely agreed.
So what gets you into the music now? You said your dad had Lucas House, but has the music always been in the family? And
so my dad played some harp when he was in college and high school, I believe, and my parents are big Grateful Dead fans, so also just very big music fans in general. So we always grew up listening to a bunch of really, in my opinion, great music.
Yeah.
And I definitely don't just niche myself into that whole deal. And I didn't learn to play bluegrass until I met Gerard over when I was 27 years old. So maybe 26. But anyway, I think I started playing electric guitar at age 16, and I was really working on at that point in time, an Allman Brothers, Jerry kind of side of lead, and I took that to school, and that was my thing for a while, and I got this thing called thoracic outlet syndrome, which took me out of playing, which is nerve issues in your hand or arm, and so it's Chris Carpenter's had it, and he had that rib removed. Yeah, if you're a baseball fan. And so anyway, that took me out, and I focused all business for a while, but when I came back to St. Louis, I was just dying to play. I learned to play harp on my own, and I played in a couple little for fun groups up at school. But when I came back, Gerard and I linked up, learned some bluegrass, played as long as I could, and then my arm started hurting again, and recruited/joined forces with Neil and John, who were fresh out of college, and had a really good thing going on. So we kind of took two different projects, merged together, and I formed a role playing percussion and harp, and so that's the musical history. And then I had surgery on my arm, so it's been getting better and better all the time. And bought myself a really pretty guitar and on acoustic, and starting to dig into that. Another instrument completely from electric, by the way. Like, I can't really make it sing the way I can do on my Gibson SG yet, but definitely learning how to multitask with the harp and the stomps and all that stuff. That's kind of what Grass Fed Mule is all about nowadays. And three-piece band making as much noise as we can, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure, man.
Yeah.
Whenever I think of the harmonica and guitar and all that, and stomp, you said, and I saw him here too, is Lincoln Durham, man. That guy, a lot of fun to watch, man. He's a very talented guy, and just a lot of going on for one man. And
you did a podcast for him, right?
Yeah, we recorded upstairs at the Bootleg here in a little green room area. So
yeah, man.
So that was cool to get to do that here also. But yeah, it's, Lincoln's a great guy. He's become a buddy over the years. I've been following him for a long time. Long before he ever started touring out of Texas, I started watching his stuff, and I was like, man, finally got somebody booked him up here, did a little tour, and I saw him first time in Columbia, Missouri at the Snorty Horse.
Cool.
And so then Lincoln started coming there like every 6 months or so, and I was there every time. I was like,
yeah, Columbia is such a fun trip to make too.
Sure, man. Yeah, and that's kind of the cool thing about being in Wentzville is it's sort of about halfway. So
sure.
If there's a good show at Blue Note or Mojo or Rose Music Hall now, if there's a good show up there, it's an hour that way, or if it's a good show at the pageant, it's 45 minutes to the pageant. So,
is Rock Paper Podcast about to expand?
I've done a little bit up there in Columbia. Yeah,
cool.
I recorded with Devin Allman at Rose Music Hall, and Driving Wheel from Columbia area. Jeff City.
Mm-hmm. I think they just got added to Mo Roots.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah, I haven't seen that lineup yet, but those guys are killer. They're a lot of fun. Good buddies of mine.
There's a good grass scene up there.
Yeah.
Pat K and those guys have like the driving force over there, but we try to work with Columbia as much as we can, on a playing level, I should say.
Sure. Yeah. I had Maiden Waves on the show once, and they're from that area. And then I think Brian K's in that band.
Is that his brother?
I don't know. I think they might be brothers. I'm not positive
Bassist?
on that. Yeah. Or guitar. No, he's guitar. Jonathan's bass.
Okay.
I think they're brothers. I don't know for sure about that, but to fact check that one. And then who else up there? Decadent Nation. I'm trying to get on the show, and so a lot of those. I mean, I'm still trying to learn more and more about the Columbia music scene as well. But there's a few bands up there I'm friendly with. So yeah. I'm going global, man. I'm taking over.
Do it. Let me know what I can do to help.
Sure, man. Yeah. I appreciate all the love and support already, man.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Definitely.
So let's talk more about Grass Fed. This is a fairly new project, right?
Yeah. So our first show was we played a private party or two just for fun as a trio, because although we wish we could always do 5+ piece bands. I mean, sometimes it's easy to pay off music gear when you do those private parties. So a 3-piece is really nice, and that's when it started. But then we had a lot of fun, and it was this like Irish family we played for, and we were doing Irish tunes, and they were just stomping, and this really cool thing happened, and it was like everyone from like 3-year-olds like with tambourines in their hands to like these like 80-year-old women with holding their like their canes and whatnot, and so we knew it was cool and fun and it was fresh, and when the Acoustics Anonymous took like a announced like break for a little while. That was what I kind of used as my outlet for passion, and we kind of resumed that in September. So it was like 2 shows, one at Cicero's back a year ago, and then this September I think we started right back up again, and it was a lot of fun, and it was going well, and we did some cool little like bar gigs, and then we realized, hey, we could like, you know, this is a really cool small sized group that can get out on the road for a second. So now we're like digging into some like nearby markets. Like we just played the Missouri Grass Festival, Bluegrass Festival, and we brought some extra guests with us on that one. So like that one was like a bigger outfit version of Grass Fed Mule, which we will always reserve the right to have more than 3 for the record. Right. But we also never will guarantee more than 3. So then we went to Kansas City as a 3-piece, and both of those shows went really great. We do some jazz, and they're like a couple of tunes like Take 5 and Breezin' is a jazzy tune at least, and still do that slap Happy Grass. And then I have this new song, which I'll play for you in a few here, that I wrote when I was in a very interesting, awesome, but roughing it kind of state in Burlington, and that I haven't found a band to do it with, and has stomps involved and like lots of like big swells, and that band can take this like indie folk outfit as well, you know what I mean? So we have like the Trash Grass, we have the indie folk, we got some jazz to us, so it's another genre defying band. Maybe that's just what I'm subconsciously going for. I don't know, because Acoustics is definitely not just bluegrass, you know what I mean? It's like we move around.
I like that kind of, you know, fact that like one, I like a little variety. So like, you know, it's I just went to, not to talk bad about it. It was an incredible show, fantastic. But I went to see City in Color at the pageant the other night, and Dallas, you know, very good at what he does. Just the fact that like here in an hour and a half of it they tend to start running together a little bit. You know, there's a lot of there wasn't a lot of dynamic in the show, a lot up and down. A lot of them kind of were slower and sad kind of songs, and so you know, after an hour and a half of that, you know, it's like, man, you know, need to liven it up a little more. But I mean, the light show at this show was unreal though, like just incredible.
The Greyhounds.
Yeah, Greyhounds. They were so good too.
They've played here before.
Really?
Yeah. They're excuse my language, but they're badass.
Yeah. Well, you feel free to curse if you'd like. I mean, I know you're representing. We don't want to.
We're in the Grove right now. When it comes to what I'm representing, it's, you know.
There's no. I don't have to worry about any FCC or anything like that on this. So.
I've definitely used, like, I've done a couple of interviews where we had to, like, one of my songs with Acoustics Anonymous is, the perfect word was fuck. Yeah. So we use it all the time. Sure. People sing that line. It's cool. But
there's this old comedy group I like, Pinkert and Bowden, and I don't think they really do much anymore. My dad turned me on to them when I was younger, probably too young to be listening to it. Not that there's like really a lot of dirty stuff, but actually because the song that they're referring to, it's called The Universal Adjective, and they bleep it the whole time, which makes it even funnier that the fact that, you know, they're singing the whole song and it just bleeps the whole time, that every time they say fuck, and it makes me laugh. And he's like, you know, I must have learned it when back in school or something, like, and had, you know, something I told the teacher, you know, he said something about fucking. He's like, I had to go stand in the fucking hall, and like, you know, just keeps beeping it every time. But it's good. You have to check it out. But yeah, those guys are funny. They actually do one of my favorite things they do. Speaking of them, is they do this. They said the two biggest musical influences were Jimi Hendrix and forget the guy's name, but did Green Acres. So they mashed those two together. So they did like Purple Haze guitar to the Green Acres lyrics and stuff. So like, I mean, it was pretty awesome to hear. I mean, they were just to show these guys are, you know, funny, but they also are very talented musicians as well to do their, you know, music comedy kind of stuff like that. But
yeah, totally.
But anyway, so I don't know. That was a crazy tangent.
Oh, you're good.
But
we had to put
Greyhounds,
explicit content on the song that I released with Acoustics, so that's pretty funny. Like a happy grass-ish outfit, and it says like it's a rap song, like it's like explicit content. Be careful. So felt like a little bit of a badass until you listen to the song and it's all warm and fuzzy.
Yeah. When I post the show, when I host them on my server, that gives me an option to specify if it's clean or explicit and things, and I just make them all explicit just in case, because I don't want to have to go. Obviously I'm listening as we're talking, but I just don't want to be just in case anybody's offended. There's already that warning out there, it's like, so I don't want to have to go back and double check, was that one clean or not, or something like that, and so I just make them all explicit just in case. So everybody's fully aware of what they're getting into when they hit play.
For sure.
But yeah, man, Greyhounds, those guys opened that show and they were fantastic. I wish for that particular show, I just wish the sound was a little bit better. I don't know if it's them. I've seen bands, and I don't know. I'm never been behind the soundboard. I've never been on the stage. Never, any of that. So I don't really have any position to really talk. But as a fan, I've been to shows at the pageant, and especially I'm usually on the pit, on the floor down there, and sometimes from down there you can't always hear the openers very clearly, and I don't know if it's they're not using the house stuff or they're just using their own stuff. I don't know how exactly the sounds ran through the speakers and things, but sometimes it's just harder to. Some of those shows aren't as, opening bands aren't as good, sound wise. So. And that's kind of was a little bit of the case. The mix was a little bit off for Greyhounds. I wish it was a little bit clearer, but still rocked it. And they had this spaceman, astronaut guy over dancing and stuff. Just cracking me up the whole time.
That's awesome.
It was a little out of place. Just because they're, but I think that's more their personality. Those guys, Andrew and Anthony, are just goofy guys. Are a lot of fun and.
Totally.
So I don't know that the Spaceman probably didn't fit in the context of what the sound of the music and everything, but the fact that they're fun guys. So
got you talking about it.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's a lot of it too. Is people sharing videos or pictures look at this guy, and that kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's a good talking point.
Yeah.
I was trying to talk. I thought it was. I mentioned because I remember seeing their name but something going on that night where I missed the show that when the last time they were in town, but they were saying, I thought it was at Demo though, but I guess it was here at Bootleg.
So the Demo used to be here,
right,
at where the Bootleg is.
Yeah.
So we're starting to finally get rid of that confusion a little bit. Demo is now across the street, a block over. So they might have called it that, but. Maybe they actually played the demo before that. I don't know, but
I don't remember. So, but it was in this.
Yeah, it was under the Bootleg format for sure.
Yeah, I probably just got my.
There was a lot going on that night.
Yeah.
What's new? You know what I mean? It's definitely a very happening town. By the way, I have a lot of love for St. Louis music. It's coming up,
Sure.
So overall, everyone's hustling and people are going out to see shows. Man, I was at Green Sky the other night on a Wednesday. It was packed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I've been trying to do my part between the show and then through my Facebook and various things. I try to promote as many shows, and there was one night not long ago I shared 35 shows in town, and I was on a Friday night or something. I was if you can't find something to do with what on a Friday night and there's 35 shows in town, then there's something wrong. But there's no shortage of talent in this town. That's for sure, man. There's
definitely
some great players, and there's all just have to go out and look for it a little bit, because
we just need to convert some of the patrons of Ballpark Village over. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
get them to the.
That's another thing. And I don't know. I don't know that's them. I don't really know. I don't know. It's weird. But
I was just joking.
Oh no, I get. But but there's recently Mike Shannon's and Mile 277.
Yeah.
Are closing up, and a lot of people are blaming Ballpark about it. And it's and I don't know that that's really I'm sure it doesn't help. Obviously, having a nice big corporate thing right next to the ballpark, the downtown, all this going on, but. I think, I mean, if you run a good business, I think things, I mean, I didn't go to those two places mentioned, but not that they're bad, but it's just that, but you look at like Oyster Bar, and they're right down, they're a block from the ballpark. They just expanded. They're getting ready to open on a second location and stuff, so
Yeah.
I think if you offer great music all the time and you have a good product, people are going to continue to support it and stuff. So that's my take on it. Like I don't. So
It's definitely tough, I must admit.
Sure.
It's not like if it was that easy, everyone would be still open, maybe, you know what I mean? But like last year we got Plush and Gramophone going different direction for Gramophone at least, but Plush closing.
Yeah. Sure. It's a bummer, man, when you see all, I think RFT does that list once a month or whatever, restaurants closing and opening and things. And it's a bummer when you see that and some of your favorite places are closing doors. And
well, I used to work at a company called Ford Hotel Supply, which was that desk job I was referring to, and they open every restaurant, like not every restaurant, but many of the restaurants in town. And to see how quickly some of them went up and down was pretty, like, interesting in a sad way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, it's all good. There's some great restaurants that have popped up recently. Peacemaker's my personal favorite. And that's the island vibe once again.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet.
Oh, if you like seafood, it's really great.
Okay.
Yeah. They have adult Slurpees or slushies, whatever you want to call them. Yeah.
It's also part of the show for me, like with getting out more and recording these out in all parts of town. I've been trying to push myself to expand into various different restaurants and things I haven't ever tried. So like just recently, had like sushi for the first time and stuff, and Thai food, and various things that, because like obviously it's not as common in the suburbs. There's more, definitely towards the city, there's more of an eclectic scene of various families and stuff make open restaurants and things. You got all kinds of different areas of town, so I've been trying to sample all the different things that St. Louis has to offer. So
yeah, actually, Bootleg Entertainment is working on a project. We're doing a lot of offsite stuff, which, by the way, I have to mention Marley Gras, which is in Soulard during Mardi Gras.
Sure,
Bob Marley's birthday, as well as Mardi Gras Parade Day. And we have, I have to just go through the whole list, or my boss will be giving me trouble about this. So it's Murder City 5, which is members of the Murder City Players. And we have Unifyah and Nonstop Reggae is doing a full Bob Marley tribute. Plus we have DJ Michael Kuelker. And we're doing island cocktails and like tacos that are like jerk taco platter kind of deals. So it should be really fun. We're the cheapest tent probably in Mardi Gras downtown area. So if you're there, check us out. Moving back to away from my tangent, we are doing a new project which is going to be focusing on a lot of these areas of town. I don't know when that will actually release, but I have a feeling that being a summer venue for our bigger stage and whatnot, it not that I get bored, because I make sure I don't get bored, but
right.
I would hate to just have 3 months of the year that I can do bigger stuff, you know what I mean? So getting comfortable with our venue allows us to do cool stuff outside of these walls, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And there's definitely, as vague as that was, there's a lot more that we'll be talking about in the coming months. So
It's always good to have something, not to maybe not to show all your cards, so have something, have that ace in the sleeve, or whatever. So
for sure.
But yeah, no, I think that'd be cool, man. This whole area too, the Grove is just, it's really really awesome to see what the community has come together and cleaned up the Grove here, and it's just I was down here for Grove Fed, actually. Music Record Shop sponsors the show. Mm-hmm. I was over there. They allowed me to throw a live in-store party and it happened to fall on Grove Fest. We didn't even, calendars didn't sync up when we booked the date, but then it was like, this will be perfect. So we threw a little in-store and with Brother Lee and the Leather Jackals. And
those guys are good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're a lot of fun.
One of our bartenders is their new lead guitarist, Buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, now they are a new 4-piece now. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And those guys are cool. I ran into them at Ink Spot, and we didn't know who each other were, but had been emailing back and forth. So I kind of cried just enough because I vibed that they were musicians, and
sure.
After we talked, it was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But things like that for Grow Fest or whatever. It's just there's a lot of things going on with the community down here, and the venues and the restaurants and everybody. It's just a really neat part of town. So I'm glad that to see Atomic Cowboy and Bootleg are doing well down here.
Yeah, well, Atomic is 10 years old. I think it was, besides, just east of us, that block, we were pretty much the first crew. I wasn't here, of course, but Chip and those founding members had taken it from a concept that was over in Maplewood, and they moved it here, you know what I mean? And so there was an Atomic Cowboy in Maplewood, but this was the reopening, grand opening, So, anyway.
Yeah. Well, man, so we got Acoustics Anonymous on the 3rd coming up.
March
3rd.
Yep.
That'll be the last one for that. So what do we got on the calendar for Grass Fed? You got
Railroad Earth. I'm doing the Hill Bar after Railroad Earth this Saturday, actually. And then let's see, we're doing a CD release, which is not to make sure that I'm not being. I want to be transparent with this. We have a live recorded album from Grass Fed Mule that we're putting out with some special guests involved. It's going out at the Oyster Bar actually on February 27th. So, other than that, I'm kind of staying quiet on the live until we get back into March and beyond. I'm going to be doing a lot of touring this summer, though.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's tentatively 2 weeks every month, So,
yeah, man.
Yeah.
You are you gearing up to do a studio album as well, or?
Yes, actually, I have a new project that is going to have a studio album. Some of the guys you'll recognize, or probably all of them, actually. And we're releasing one of the cards that I don't want to release all the way.
Right.
I have this electric project I'm working on because my electric skills are coming back to me. I'm pretty much all the way there on the electric, but acoustic I'm still working my way in there to make. I'd say I'm let's say 80% there on the electric to where it used to be, and 60% on the acoustic. So anyway, I have enough in my fingers to be putting out some music that I've been sitting on for years, and some of it's D'Angelo style stuff even.
Oh, right.
So it's Gary Clark Jr. a little bit in there, and
I love Gary Clark, man.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I really have only dug into his first album too. I tried to listen to the second one the other day, but
yeah.
And then the other one, project to be announced probably in March, is hitting a lot of that same acoustic style music, but also a little more mature, and maybe some electric guitars even. I'm really just not only trying to get electric out there, but I would love to get some Wilco influence going into that kind of stuff, and to play with some noise and to be very tasteful, not overpowering. You know what I mean? So
sure.
yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So how, so you write a lot of these. You say you're spending most of the time writing, but do you write all the lyrics and stuff too a lot, or?
So with Acoustics Anonymous, it was mainly at the beginning. Me and Gerard were writing the most music. His songwriting's been coming along a lot more. Him and John definitely are equal parts of arrangement process. We all arrange together. Even when I bring an original tune in, it gets dissected sometimes.
Sure.
You know what I mean? So I've started to get them so finished that I can actually keep some of the structure. But joking there as well, by the way. But yeah, so I've written a bunch of tunes. Some of them aren't for certain projects. You know what I mean? My brain goes in so many different directions that that indie folk stuff doesn't necessarily always go with a jamgrass band. You know what I mean? And also the funk, and one of my funk tunes, Pain, made it through with AA. But stuff that I have, there's this tune, Wild Violets, that if we have time, I might play for you as well. That's like very grooving, you know what I mean? And so, you know, like I write a lot. I can't use it all towards one deal. This studio project that is not announced of who's in it yet that I'm working on right now, kind of like I usually like define album versus like per band, you know what I mean? So this one kind of takes the best of my music and puts it into this album that'll have parts of Gary Clark Jr. style, parts of Wood Brothers style, parts of maybe not jam anything, but you know, like indie folk kind of stuff. And so that one I'm really excited about. It might take a long time to release, but
Sure.
yeah.
That's cool, man. I forget. I can't think of a good example right now, but I think it's cool. Like, you know, I know some singer-songwriters that have like written songs, and they know it's not fitted for really what they do, but it'd be great as a funk song or a rock song or whatever. You know, these different things. So it's cool that like to see somebody I like, and then they'll give a song to another band or whatever, and then like and it becomes a hit and stuff, and then you later on you find out, oh, that was written by this guy and stuff. So it's pretty cool to see that kind of stuff. But the fact that you're, like you're saying, you're able to do that kind of, you know, having a song and knowing like this would be a better feel for it this way, or you know, having the different avenues, different ways to take it and stuff. So
Yeah.
So I love that about music, man. I like in songwriting too, especially. I'm a huge fan of singer-songwriters, and I just I love watching an evolution of a song. You know, watch it go from just an acoustic guitar or something to a full band or whatever it takes it. You know, so it's fun.
It's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And that's what Acoustics Anonymous did very well. We would take longer to produce music into arrangements and whatnot, but it ended up being worth it because they're fresh, you know what I mean? Like, and it's different. It's like not repeating itself. So when you talked about that band earlier, that's like an example of, you know, what we're trying to not be when we do that kind of stuff for AA. It's like we want to keep the crowd on their toes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Part of what was happening at the end was we weren't producing music fast enough because our standards were so high that people were hearing the same songs, you know what I mean? And I didn't really want to go down in flames that way, you know what I mean? I'd rather go down on my own terms.
Yeah, sure.
So, not that everyone would, like, you know, they'd forgive us if we keep playing them, but it's gone. I don't like spending lots of time on bar band style, like, projects, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for those that do, because it's a good way to get out there and, you know, get your skills up, and like also just to like you know, make some money, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But I guess I don't at the moment want to rely on the money from music as why I play music. It's really pure enjoyment or not, you know what I mean? And the projects I'm involved in myself, I'm either playing electric guitar or it's a completely passion project where harmonica and percussion and guitar and all the stuff can be balanced, you know what I mean? So like yeah, just like making sure that music is still not a chore. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do the same thing with the show. I don't do it because, you know, because I have to, or thing I do because I want to. It's something I really enjoy. It's that creative itch, you know. And so it's like I want to stay true to this, and you know, if once it gets to feel like a job or something, something else, I'll probably move on to the next project. But this has been cool, man. It's been a lot of fun doing this, and so people can find
GrassFedMule.com.
GrassFedMule.com. And Acoustics Anonymous.
STL.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then both of those. So I guess for Grass Fed, you'll be able to get the record as of February
27th. It's mostly live. We're actually doing some studio with Paul Niehaus this weekend. We'll see how that goes.
I'm actually going to Paul's right after this. So.
Oh, cool. Tell us something
Yeah, so, very cool. And then, Facebook fan pages and anything else
it's all
they can reach out?
for Grass Fed. On Facebook, it's /Grass Fed Mule. And then Acoustics Anonymous is /Acoustics Anonymous STL. So we keep the same like actual like user or the extension. You know what I mean? So it's still like kind of consistent. You know?
Sure.
Yeah, I don't unfortunately have as much time to get Twitter up and rolling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't do the Twitter much either. I more or less I'll throw a post out when the episode goes up, but I don't really do a lot of interaction on there. Just I don't know. It's hard for me. I've said before, hard for me to put my thoughts in 140 characters. So so I just always kind of liked Facebook a little bit better for that, since I could post a little more and things. So
totally.
And then head over to the Bootleg page and check out the events for the LouGrass Thursdays going on.
Yeah, bootlegstl.com for that one.
Yeah. And then come out early February 6th for Mardi Gras and your Bob Marley birthday. We'll go celebrate Bob and with Unifyah, Murder City 5, Nonstop Reggae, and KDHX's Michael Kuelker, right?
Yep.
So, and you're going to stick around and play some live stuff?
Yeah, maybe just a quick one, right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, cool.
All right, here's Drew.
All right, the song is called Drive Your Own Car. Driving much too slow. You couldn't speed up and you tried to get the pedal low a bit more. You wouldn't hit the floor, so you put the car in parking, throw away the key. The day will finally come when you get your chance to speak. When you want to, well, you know what I mean. When you need to. What if there comes a time you get that feeling inside? Well, there's no rest for time. You still feel that need to defy, and you wanna give her more. And the pedal, it won't hit the floor. All the things you done for this, and you can't even reap the benefits, so you drive. And it feels just okay. Yeah, you keep moving along, singing your song, and the feeling, well, it comes, whoa, and it goes. It doesn't stay for long, so take it out of park, go accelerate your speed. The day will finally come when you get your chance to dream. When you want to, well, you know what I mean. When you need to. Ooh, what if there comes a time you get that feeling inside? Well, there's no rest for time. You still feel that need to defy, and you wanna give it more. And the pedal, it hits the floor. All the things you've done for this, and you can't ever reap the benefits, so you drive. And it feels
your 9 to 5, sitting on so satisfied and you drive, and it feels just okay.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Sounded real good.
Thanks, dude.
Want to do one more? Or?
If it's cool.
I am, man.
Oh, cool.
Sure. Whatever you want to do.
If this doesn't come out right, do we have to use it?
No, we can.
Cool.
I can always put a track or whatever. We can.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Let's just see how it goes. It's a pretty unreleased track.
Okay.
So. All right, ready for it?
Yeah.
Cool. This is called Wild Violets. Yeah, I don't think I've played it live too much. If I did, no one was really there to see it. So this is definitely a newer one.
Never knew the vibes could make me sing. Nothing deader than love, blossoming in spring. Like the bloom of flowers, swamp of buzzing bees. The tree of life is its greatness, so it carried in the breeze. Never seen the night in the midst of day, but it's here for now. Can't make it seem to go away. Stormy skies are as far as the eye can see. With the chance of blue, it looks like it's raining for days. Can't let you go. Shit just ain't getting old. The foolish words that came into the bottle and after shame. Never knew the vows could make me scream, but it's just too soon to say. Really hoping that, whoa, we live to fight another day. And the only way I'm even able to face the pain is 'cause I know the kiss is way with the taste. Sweetest smile that I ever did see, and you sure got your style as well as the grace. I can't let you go. Just ain't getting old. The foolish words that came into the bottle and after shame. We can work it out. There's too much of chemistry. We can last around well. Trusting you will sure be safe. Never knew the vows could make me say.
Yeah, man.
Thanks, dude.
Sounded good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks so much, Drew.
Hey, thank you,
I
man.
appreciate you hanging out, man.
Got really dark in here.
Yeah. But yeah, thanks, and yeah, man, I will see you soon.
Yeah, I appreciate it, dude. I know you're a busy guy, so thanks for taking the time to come in here.
Oh yeah, no problem, man. Happy to help.
Hell yeah.
Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast. Rock Paper Podcast, y'all.